Welcome to the Real Press Starts. I'm your host, Pistol P. Jr. I'm here with Chub Didge and G-Roll, a.k.a. G-Weezy, a.k.a. G-Wise, a.k.a.
G-Wise?
G-Wise. G-Wise.
G-Wise.
A.K.A. all I want for Christmas.
My two front teeth.
Oh, that was bad.
I did get it.
I don't think,
It took him a while.
Do you want to tell the story? I mean, we can.
He fell and fucking busted his two front teeth.
Busted.
All you need to know, motherfucker.
Almost exactly 2 years from the date that I did mine.
Mm-hmm.
Broke my two front teeth. And almost the exact same way, too, right? Like, it was just like across the two fronts.
Mm-hmm.
So it was
His wasn't as bad as yours.
I think mine went higher up.
Yours was higher up.
Yeah. Yours was just the bottoms.
Yeah.
Do you have are you still wearing the temporaries or you got the...
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I was supposed to get them Thursday, and they're like, oh, we need a mold to make sure we get them right. Yeah, whatever. So I'll get them next week.
nice. Before we forget, don't forget to follow us on Twitters at Real Press Start, on Facebook at facebook.com/The Real Press Start. I'm sure we're still on Instagram. Also, like us and rate us on all those fucking podcast sites like iTunes and fucking Spreaker and Spotify. Not Spotify right now. Google Play Music.
Mm-hmm.
Where else can you find? Everywhere you can find a podcast, you can find us. Everywhere but Spotify right now. Like, that's the place you can't get us.
Mm-hmm. The most popular one.
Yes.
Good job.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah. So, let's start off with Kristen Wiig, because we just watched that.
Uh-huh.
So there's been footage leaked from the set of Wonder Woman 1984. I don't know if that's the actual title or if it's just a leaked, or if it's just a... Because,
Why is there DC leaks all the time? You never see a Marvel leak. There's never like, oh, look at fucking somebody in their costume. And then all the DC leaks...
Well, sometimes you do, but it's always just the costume and stuff.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Which leaks, though, were in...
I remember, like, you...
Hawkeye, I remember in Civil War, Hawkeye's costume.
In Infinity War, we saw Captain America's suit or whatever.
Yeah,
Before the trailer came out.
But those ones, and it's usually just them, just sipping a bottle of water.
Yeah, usually it's like when they're like offset or whatever, and they're just waiting to do their next scene.
Yeah, you never actually see anything from
I'm so sick of DC.
We've seen this one from DC now, and the other one I've seen, the other one that popped in my head.
Kristen Wiig and be like, let's use her as a superhero.
Yeah.
Whatever, sick shit. Even worse.
I wonder if they're gonna CGI her skin, maybe. Because right now she just looks like an '80s rocker chick. Like she looks like
CGI her skin. Doesn't she need to wear like some green?
Not necessarily.
Sleeves?
They can do some transparency, but
I'm so sick of DC.
She looks like Gem.
They're just going about it all. They're going about it all wrong, man. I had some sweet tarts.
Nick, pass the sweet tarts. What the fuck you doing? What was I saying now? Kristen Wiig. I don't know. Yeah, she's not.
DC sucks. I'm so sick of DC.
Yeah,
I'm sick of them. I'm sick of their.
But you're down for the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie?
Yeah, because that's Scorsese and Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, damn it, get away.
I'm not down for the remedial version of that.
Remedial fucking Jared Leto. Jared Leto Joker. Yeah, I don't know. Something about the DC storytelling, or I don't know what it is.
They're hacky.
Their TV shows are great, though. But their movies are just...
I don't know.
Why do you keep saying their TV shows are great? They're not great.
They are.
I feel like
they're not great.
Their TV shows are like subpar.
Who's good?
Really?
To me, yeah.
They're not great, bro. They're fucking shitty. They're shitty network shows.
I enjoy the shows.
Who are just... I mean, they're just telling the same old shit over and over.
Yeah.
No, I think...
Like, even Marvel's TV shows aren't that great either.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is kind of meh.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is pretty bad to me.
I've
been watching Cloak and Dagger. That one's alright.
I've been meaning to watch that one. There was a Cloak and Dagger movie back in the 80s I used to love. The Netflix shows are fucking awesome though.
I don't like what there's shit about it I don't like, but overall I like it because it's different than all the other ones.
Marvel TV shows?
Yeah.
No, Luke Cage.
Oh, Luke Cage.
That's what's cool about Marvel ones is each thing is really different than the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have their own little thing. Yeah.
And they're all like they stay true to their style the whole time. They don't like.
And that's what made Infinity War so awesome too, was the fact that
where it's like DC, they try to make them all the same.
Yeah, they're all
cookie cutter. Basic cookie cutter shit. The storylines are all cookie cutter. The bad guys are cookie cutter.
Right.
Well, supposedly they're going to be just like Universal did with the Marvel or the Monsters universe.
Mm-hmm.
Supposedly the DC movie universe is just going to go away and they're just going to start making individual films now.
What Marvel? Isn't that what Marvel did in the first place too?
Well, initially, the way Marvel,
their plan wasn't to start doing that until
Iron Man 1.
Until they started getting successful.
Well, once they saw the success of Iron Man, that's when they were like, okay, then we can make a universe out of this.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
like when they were making like Punisher and stuff like that, they were just making movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There was no plan to expand on that. Maybe make a sequel here and there. But if you think about it too,
Hulk came out before Iron Man 1, right?
Yeah. Yeah, two Hulk movies came out.
Yeah, well, the one with Edward Norton.
Oh, after.
Yeah, that one came out after Iron Man.
But weren't there two with that were.
No, there was only one.
Was there only one?
Yeah, there was the one where he turns like he's like 3-story.
Eric Bana.
Yeah. And that one
he would get huge. I like that one.
I
don't know why people didn't like it. It was a little long, and at the beginning.
It's a 3-hour long movie, and Hulk doesn't show up until 2 hours and 30 minutes in.
No,
that was my issue with it.
No.
It's like a Hulk movie. And
no,
Hulk
it was like half the movie was no Hulk, and then half there was Hulk, which is still like that's ridiculous. Like get to that shit already. Yeah. It didn't need to be 3 hours long. I don't know why they had to make it that long. I don't know what whose idea is like let's do a 3-hour epic with Eric Bana. Eric Bana so hot right now. Eric
Bana. Was he hot at the time?
Yeah, because he came off of Troy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Who was in Troy?
He was Hector. I think his name was Hector, right?
I do remember seeing him.
Hector.
But
he was. Some say he's the greatest warrior.
Was he the main guy?
Troy?
Was he the main? No,
of Greece.
It was Orlando Bloom who killed
what the fuck?
Achilles, right?
Like a little bitch shot him in the back, basically.
So is he the one that Achilles killed in that one-on-one fight or whatever?
Eric Bana.
Eric Bana, yeah.
I feel like that should be the name of the episode.
Eric Bana.
Is that how he talks or something? Why are you saying that?
Because he's one of those artsy actors who doesn't take a part unless it's
artsy.
Well, I mean, if you,
I'm not gonna play Hulk unless it's a 3-hour long epic, and I'm in more scenes than the Hulk.
Done.
If you think about like up until Iron Man 1, I guess Star Wars. No, but Star Wars, it was just the Star Wars movies. They were just straight sequels. There was no universe movies. You know what I mean? I think the closest thing to a universe.
They should do a Hulk movie. They should have did a Hulk movie in between, right?
For what?
Or something?
Yeah, but technically Ragnarok's kind of a Thor Hulk movie.
It's a Thor Hulk smash up.
Not really though. Even that one was more.
It was more Thor, but
it was more Bruce Banner, and then Hulk came in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You're right. But I mean, it had the character,
and then in Infinity Wars, Hulk was just barely in the beginning, and that was it.
Ragnarok, this was funny when he's like, watch this,
so
and he just falls, and he never turns back into the Hulk, and he just fucking falls.
Oh yeah, he just it's so comedy. Just watch this, and just
like all twisted up.
Perfect.
Like all twisted when he left.
What I love is that he jumps out. They show him falling. Then there's just a cutaway of him just whack, like just and no bounce, no nothing, just just twisted and nasty.
But what are they gonna do with the Hulk in the next one?
He's probably they're trying. A lot of people are theorizing.
They're gonna power the Hulk up somehow.
It's gonna be
the World Breaker Hulk, whatever.
See,
he knows more.
How does
about
he
that.
power? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So why didn't they do a in between movie of how they do that instead?
Well, because they kind of what they
were going to be a big part of the movie.
Well, Hulk just gets.
How do they turn him into World Breaker?
Hulk just gets stronger the angrier
he gets. So with the whole
based
thing,
on the first one, he's scared, and then so what's gonna?
It's just I think the fear is gonna overwhelm him where he becomes so angry.
Kill,
Black Widow.
That could be, yeah. That could be it. See, the whole thing with
because wasn't Black Widow supposed to die apparently?
Did she disappear?
No, she was all the original Avengers were all there.
Okay. All the originals.
What was I saying? Okay, was it? It's the end of the end of Age of Ultron is when Hulk takes off in the Quinjet. I think they did that because in the Civil War, in the comic book, it's in the very beginning of fucking Civil War. They just launch Hulk into space. They're just like, yeah, Hulk, there's some people trapped in this fucking rocket. Go in there and save them. And Hulk just runs in there, and they fucking lock the doors and just launches us because like they knew what was coming, and they're like, shit, like we can't have the fucking Hulk.
Yeah, whatever side Hulk's on.
Yeah, and so they just launched him into space, and that set up World Hulk, Planet Hulk. And so I think Thor Ragnarok was kind of like they took elements of Planet Hulk, and then threw Thor in there. That's why he even had the armor. Like if you look up
the armor the Hulk had is the armor he supposedly gets on Planet Hulk, when he basically conquers that whole planet.
Yeah, and then he has kids and a Queen Hulk, and like it's crazy. I forget where I was going with that now. Oh, well, so why there wasn't a Hulk movie? I think, and they could have done a Planet Hulk movie where he's there and he just ends up on fucking the same planet as fucking what was the name of the planet they were on in Ragnarok? Can't remember now. They could have, or at least done something.
The planet was Jeff Goldblum.
Yes. Alright, that's what it's gonna be. That's Planet Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, Elon Musk can stick his submarine where it hurts, says British caver who rescued high school boy.
They got these kids out now, right?
Yeah. Safe. And only one guy died doing it.
Only one scuba diver died?
Yeah, I think a SEAL. I think it was a Navy SEAL.
Oh, damn.
How did he die? What did he die from?
He just lost oxygen or something. Like he passed out. I think while he was in the water. He didn't run out of oxygen. He just passed out. Too much.
Yeah,
pressure.
Too much. Yeah.
Well, a lot of it too. Like he probably hyperventilated because when you read that,
it was like 6 hours. That said 6 hours of fucking like cave dwelling. Going and doing dives,
back and forth,
climbing, going down.
Yeah.
Fucking dives.
Oh wow.
And they said that there was a part where it was so small that you had to take all your shit off, push your shit through, go through, and put all your shit back on.
Oh man, I remember
it's insane.
Yeah,
that's so impressive that like they got everybody out.
Dude, there's one part it gives me the creeps because I'm not claustrophobic at all really, but like I remember during basic training there was a tunnel we had to crawl through and it was literally like
stick your submarine.
It was literally if you didn't put your arms in first or like there was like once you were in, that whatever position you were in,
that's how you stay.
That was it. And you just had like and like
you're that just feeling.
You can't. That feeling of possibly getting stuck is what's fucking terrifying. Like I don't like I could be like I've been trapped in elevators. I don't give a fuck. I've been trapped places. I don't give a fuck. But like when I can't move, that's when I start like okay, like shit's just got real. I'll take some more. I was gonna say to go back to the universes real quick before we get too far away from that. With the only like movie series or movies that I can think of that have a universe is like the well Kevin Smith now he calls it the Viewers universe. But like if you look at Clerks, Mallrats, Chasing Amy, what other one? Jay and Silent Bob. There's another one in there that I'm missing. But all those characters, they all reference each other. Like, there's always like, oh, you know, so-and-so. And then, like, even in Mallrats, they mention the chick that fucks the dead guy in Clerks. You know what I mean? There's all that. Like, it's all happening in the same town. Obviously, it's all happening in New Jersey, New York-ish. I think even in Jersey Girl, they make references to some of the other movies. Like, that's the only, like, before the Marvel Universe and all these comic book universes are the only ones that I can remember that I can think of off the top of my head. They're like, an established world. You know, like, okay, 87 Batman. They mention Metropolis, but nothing ever goes like, nothing further than that. Like all these other comic book movies, they make reference to other comic book heroes, but no more than that. And then in the sequels, they once they're done, they're done.
Yeah.
The Marvel universe, the current Marvel Cinematic Universe is the first successful, like where it's like they're like 10 years in now and they're still doing it, you know, and it's become just this monster of a thing. I think there's nothing that can really compare to like because DC's trying to mimic Marvel but with their own, you know, but the way Marvel set it up, I think DC's trying to force it too much is what the problem is with DC.
Right.
Whereas Marvel, it happened so organically. Like, they made the Iron Man movie, they made the sequel, and then they were like we have something here. Let's start referencing, you know what I mean? Because it was the first Iron Man movie that had the Nick Fury Easter egg, right? At the end of it, at the donut shop. We're like, we have the Avengers Initiative, you know?
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, if Iron Man didn't do well, none of this shit would have been going on.
Yeah.
But Iron Man did so well that it just...
And Iron Man
they
2
still would have kept pushing, and then eventually they would have hit.
Yeah, but
it's just Disney's better, dude. They're just better at shit than fucking... WB.
Well, did Disney own Marvel at that time? At that point?
I don't know.
Or was it just Marvel?
Google it. I don't know. Look it up. I'm not sure. I really don't know. I don't remember when the merger happened or when the buyout happened. Because I think it was after the third Iron Man, maybe, or it might have been around that.
Yeah,
time.
because I feel like it was like mid.
Yeah, I think
because everyone was worried, like, oh no, what are they going to do now? When they bought them, it's like, is it going to be all like kiddie now, or because it's Disney?
So childish.
Is it going to be all? Yeah, well, like, is it going to be Disneyfied?
Yeah, everyone was afraid it was going to be neutered. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember. I think it might have been around. Yeah, it's either between the second and third Iron Mans, or might have been during the third, or after the third. I'm sorry.
A serving size of this is 13 pieces.
Who had Marvel before?
Marvel.
They were doing their own.
They were doing their own thing, yeah.
Yeah, they went. I don't think they would have did it as good as.
No, I mean, but look at Iron Man. Iron Man was a great fucking movie.
Yeah,
Iron Man is one of the movies that
it was alright. It wasn't great.
I think it was. I think it's one of the best movies of this generation. Like, you think about it. No, I'm serious. I'm serious. I really do.
You sure?
Like,
of what generation? When did that one come out? That was a long time.
It's been 10 years.
Yeah.
So of last generation.
Okay, of last generation. I mean, if you watch it, it's
a generation is about 10 years of it.
Yeah, I think it is something like that.
We would have to look at what movies came out.
Yeah.
In those 10 years to really say, is it a movie of that generation?
But watch it now; it still holds up.
Yeah, it's okay.
The CGI might be a little,
no,
but
I don't think so.
It still holds up. I think so.
Yeah, I guess.
But
compared to like the first Avengers.
Yeah, I would say the first Avengers is better than Iron Man 1.
Yeah. Even the second Avengers.
No, and then
for sure the third.
I don't know.
The third one's great.
Sony needs to just listen to fucking Disney. They do. Because
this shit looks retarded. This Venom movie.
Did Disney say something like, "Hey man, you're doing the wrong"?
No. I think
you can tell
what's
his name does not give a shit about this movie.
Tom Hardy.
He does not.
Jeff Hardy.
He does not care. Tom Hardy. So Jeff Hardy. What were we calling him last time? Ed Hardy.
Ed Hardy. Yeah.
Hardy.
Matt Hardy.
Shut up, Peter.
But yeah.
What's his actual name? Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy. Yeah.
He doesn't care. He doesn't give a shit because it's a stupid movie. He knows it's a stupid movie. Everybody knows it looks like a stupid movie.
I don't know what they're trying to set up to. I mean, obviously, Spider-Man.
Aren't they trying? I thought they were trying to do like a League of Villains.
I think they are too, but at the same time, I don't know what they.
Marvel's doing a League of Villains too?
No. Oh yeah, because they did. Yeah, because they're doing.
Sony's doing a League.
Sony's doing a League.
Well, who else do they have?
They have Scorpion. They have Vulture. Scorpion's supposed to be the next villain in the Far From Home. That's all. Have we talked about that?
No.
So of Spider-Man villains.
Yeah, so that was Spider-Man villains.
Yeah, it's the.
They could use like Doctor Doom or something. They have Fantastic Four villains.
Yeah, I think initially the Sinister Six initially it was Spider-Man
Sony is like the ECW compared to the WWF.
Yeah, or they're just trying to do something dark and different.
Yeah, with the little cast that they have.
Yeah,
like they don't have a lot of first round picks.
Have we
or it's like the Ice Cube's 3-on-3.
That's
what this is like. They got like Allen Iverson playing 3-on-3.
Have we talked about because they've announced the name of the next Spider-Man movie?
Far From Home.
Yeah, Far From Home. But we haven't talked about it, right?
I don't think we have, no.
Yeah. So yes, Far From Home is, and they haven't confirmed, but like the heavy popular rumor right now is that it's going to be Scorpion, the guy from the mid-credit scene, and he was he in the
mid-credit scene?
Yeah, remember he comes up to Michael Keaton. He's like, "Hey, word on the streets is you know who the Spider-Man is, so I'm gonna kill that motherfucker." He was like, "Nah."
He said that? Nah.
He said just like that, actually. I think his line was like, if I knew who the Spider-Man was, don't you think I would have killed him already? Or something like that. And then, like, because they had that. But there was that moment of hesitation, and then, like, he looks at him. Scorpion gives him that look. Like, all right. And then they just kind of part ways. But so Scorpion's going to be the next villain. And I hope they don't.
But why does Scorpion care about who's killing Spider-Man? What does he do?
During the drug deal, he gets burnt and scarred. That's why he has that.
Oh, is that him? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then he goes, "Come over here." Yeah. And the thing I'm curious because
then he just burns you. Down
they did a really
uppercut and he goes toasty.
They did a really good job on Vulture. Like I was surprised how much I liked the Vulture costume because Vulture. Have you seen what Vulture looks like in the costume in the comics?
Kind of.
He's wearing green spandex with a fur collar. Like it's like literally just like a vulture. Like like a vulture has that fucking collar thing.
Does he have wings?
And he has wings. Yeah, like fucking actual wings coming up.
Wings instead of metal wings.
Yeah,
instead of like mechanical wings.
Yeah, and it's dated.
He's an actual vulture.
And then he's bald and old man looking. He's like, oh wait,
he's like Hawkman.
Yeah. Or what's it, Bird Person? And then Scorpion is just wearing a green suit that comes over, covers his head. He's got a big scorpion tail that comes out of his ass.
Yeah.
And he fucking does that and it whips at people. So I'm curious to see how...
Who uses a fucking beer koozie?
I used it on 4th of July.
He was using it.
You were using a beer koozie?
Yeah, he was. 4th of July, he just had this. He just had his fucking beer in it.
Yep.
Setting it on the ground. It's like, yeah. It's the only time I ever used my beer koozie.
It was the first time I had ever used it, yeah.
Yeah, but you were using it to be ironic.
No, I was using it because it was like, oh shit, there's my beer koozie.
Yeah, but what is the reason for it?
It keeps your beer cold.
Does it?
Yeah.
Or does it keep it warm?
Keeps your shit. No, it insulates.
It insulates, and like so when you're holding it.
So it keeps cold in and heat out.
Yeah, so it doesn't warm up in your hand from you holding it, and just, yeah.
I guess. But you drink your fucking beer
fast enough to the point.
Yeah, just start chugging them. Just start throwing them back.
I mean, you only gotta chug it for it to...
It doesn't take that long. It's just unnecessary. These things are like paperweights. Like, they're just used to, like, something to give people.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Spider-Man, we didn't...
Fucking 5 cents to me.
Yeah. And people are like, oh, yeah, thanks, man.
I think that's a cool looking one, though. And then just, like, the thickness of the actual ink.
Square, X, triangles.
Yes, but what those represent is awesome.
They represent my childhood.
Exactly. We didn't talk about it, but Steve Ditko, co-creator of Spider-Man, passed away last week. We didn't talk about it at all. Stan Lee went and paid his respects to him online, apparently.
Co-created with Stan Lee?
Co-created with Stan Lee. I believe he did Spider-Man. I want to say Captain America. Mm-hmm. And I know there's other characters. Off the top of my head, I'm just...
So how come I never heard of this Steve Ditko?
Because everyone knows Stan Lee.
Because all we hear about is Stan Lee.
His work.
Because no, he didn't steal his work at all. Like, he's always been credited in him. But Stan Lee's just more of a... Like, Stan Lee's a character, whereas fucking Steve Ditko was just... He was just a guy. Yeah.
Steve Ditka?
Ditko.
Like Mike Ditka?
Mike Ditka.
So, Spider-Man and Doctor Strange.
Stranger.
He also created Green Goblin, Dr. Octopus, Sandman, Mysterio, Kraven, Chameleon, and Scorpion.
Rey Mysterio?
Yeah, Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio.
So he created most of the characters in the Spider-Man universe.
Booyaka, booyaka, 619. Booyaka, that was the laziest theme song ever, right? Or entrance song.
Have you ever heard that? There's actually a whole song to that. It's just
619.
in the entrance they just played that part.
Rey Mysterio.
Let's see here. What else?
Booyaka, booyaka.
Supposedly Galactus is that missing. Have you heard about? Have we talked about it? Where fucking James Gunn has been talking about. There's one Easter egg in Guardians that no one's found yet, and supposedly people are theorizing that it might be Galactus. That he's somewhere in the movie, hidden or mentioned, or and that's gonna all lead up to Guardians 3 is gonna lead up to Galactus, which is gonna lead up to the next DCU or DC Marvel Universe villain. Like that's gonna be
the next Thanos.
Yeah. Okay. And I think we theorized that a while back. And I think didn't they say something about making the Silver Surfer?
But Galactus is a Fox property right now, isn't it?
I believe so.
Fantastic Four.
Yeah, he's. But I know Marvel is going to be making a Silver Surfer movie. That's come out. They're making a standalone Silver Surfer movie. Okay. But I think that all hinges on the Fox Disney merger. What?
Some of these characters they just don't work in a movie format. Like I feel.
Yeah. Some characters don't. Yeah.
Like and sometimes they just try to force it down your throat.
And some of them they do, and some of them end up working way better. Like if you look at like Batman works in a movie format just because Batman you can
that world.
Yeah. Same thing with Spider-Man. Spider-Man works in a movie format. That's why they've made these Batman and Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, I guess.
Iron Man, they've kind of figured. Like that's the thing is, I think Marvel has figured out the formula how to make their characters work.
It needs to have a man at the end, except for Superman.
No, but you know what the 80s fucking.
I mean, if you think about it, like Wonder Woman still has a man at the end.
Yeah, that's true.
If you're gonna do Superman, you have to get crazy with it. You can't be like, oh, Lex Luthor, a really smart guy, he's gonna fight fucking Superman.
Well, that's...
You need to have fucking, like, interdimensional powers and people, like,
they
figuring shit out. Like, do, like, mess with the fabric of reality.
A space and time?
To fight Superman, not just a fucking smart guy or whatever builds a fucking robot.
Mm-hmm. And finds a space rock.
Like, that's fucking stupid. Like, that's stupid shit. Like, you need something better if you're gonna fight Superman. He needs something better.
He needs, yeah. Well, see, that's why
like a more of a style like Doctor Strange, where it's like
just a cosmic, a cosmic fucking being.
And to where he's not strong away from planet Earth because he's not strong when he's. Well,
that's what they did with Zod. You know what I mean? Zod was like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why Zod is cool, and that's why everyone talks about Zod all the time. Yeah, fucking, he was the only one that could compete.
Yeah, because he was stronger than Superman.
That's what I'm saying. Like every villain that Superman fights, it's like, oh, well, obviously Superman's gonna kill him.
Yeah,
or Superman's gonna do whatever.
But that's why I'm so pissed that they combined Batman vs Superman and fucking Doomsday. They could have done They should have done a Death of Superman movie. They didn't have to do Batman. They could have what they should have done, DC wise, is they should have done the Dark Knight Returns.
They could have done the Batman vs Superman, but just leave Doomsday out of it.
Well, yeah. One of the thing about it is because the Dark Knight Returns kind of leads into Batman vs Superman. There's an epic battle at the end of fucking Batman vs Dark Knight Returns, where because obviously they wanted to go with Ben Affleck and the older Batman. So that's what I mean. That's why they were doing that. They went with the costume. They even had them fight at the end, and with the stupid fucking Iron Man fucking Batman suit. That's all from the Dark Knight Returns. That could have been a Batman movie that ended with an epic battle between Superman and Batman.
Right.
Superman goes on to do the Death Superman movie where they could have even had Lex Luthor fucking summon Doomsday or somewhere. Like if they really wanted to force Lex Luthor in there, they could have modified it where he fucking gets summoned by fucking Lex Luthor, and now we have Doomsday and he killed off Spider-Man or Superman where they kill each other like in the comic, and then from there the cinematic universe just jumps off where they did the Justice League and he's building, you know what I mean? Because in
yeah, but I mean all that storyline. Like that whole structure of the movie's not good either. Like the way the scenes.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They should have cut that because they try to jam too much into it. So like there's so much.
There's too much talking too. Yeah, it's boring talk.
That's what I'm saying. It's so much. What's the fucking word? When they're trying, it's set up, but there's a word for it. I can't remember what it is now.
Exposition.
Exposition. That's my word. Thank you. There's so much exposition in that movie because they're trying to shove so much into it. If they would have split into two movies, it would have been good. Yeah,
or just like why do you gotta explain?
Well, no, I mean, again, because there was so much, because they were just throwing so much, like there was so much of this known universe put into this small movie that we have to explain everything now because people won't get it. Because the way these movies are set up is that you have to expect that people are going to come to this movie.
Explain, though? What is there to explain? Batman, Superman, Doomsday. They're just beings.
But if there's just characters, okay, these characters are fighting for like, why are they fighting?
Because they're Batman and Superman. Everybody knows who Batman and Superman is.
No, but the thing
if you're taking somebody to go see a Batman movie who's never seen Batman, you're gonna explain to them who Batman is.
I guess
you're not gonna just be like, "Oh, it's a Batman movie."
He's a superhero.
Who's Batman? Just watch the movie.
He's a superhero.
Just watch the fucking movie.
Yeah, you just say he's a superhero, and you're like, "All right, whatever." I'll be free, and I'll just enjoy the movie for what it is, and not have to expect logic and shit. Like you don't need logic to tell a superhero movie. Yeah. The whole thing is breaking logic. So make your whole style of how do you break logic? How do you break reality?
Yeah.
How do you make this more practical by being more ridiculous instead of trying to be like, well, this is this, and we're gonna explain how who fucking Superman is and how he got his powers. And no, see, it's a ridiculous world. Be ridiculous.
Yeah, but I think because the way they could have done this, like, and this just from my point of view, is okay. Everyone knows about the Dark Knight trilogies that came through, right? Those were great movies. They're some of the best Batman movies ever made. So the Dark Knight Returns could have literally could come off of that. Batman comes back after being thought dead for so long. Because in the comic book, he's been gone for 10 years, I believe it is. Mm-hmm. He comes back. People actually, he's to the point where kids that are like are becoming teenagers just think Batman like never existed. He was just a rumor, you know. He comes back. The government doesn't want him back, but you know, so that's why they send Superman after him, and that's why there's that epic thing. He comes back, but crime's gone out of control. He comes back because he's finally had enough. The government sends Superman after him.
Superman,
well, because the thing is,
you should take care. We're gonna send one fucking crazy ass, the uncontrollable force to take out less.
Well, in the universe,
uncontrollable.
in the universe. In the comic book, they actually, I guess the government came to the Justice League and said, hey, like, we don't want you guys doing this shit anymore. We got, kind of like with the Incredibles, how they did the Incredibles, where it's like, superheroes are fucking shit up.
I know, yeah, but why do they always say that? Like, oh, superheroes are fucking shit up. Okay, what are they gonna do? Just sit there and, like, be like, alright, well, you guys handle it, and it's just fucking, Thanos killing half of everybody.
Yeah, well,
that happened regardless, but...
Well, and that's the point, because you've seen Incredibles, right? Mm-hmm. You haven't seen it yet, huh?
No, I haven't.
Shit's good. But in one of the opening scenes where, okay, do you remember the end credit scene of Incredibles, the first Incredibles, where that mall comes out, and like they like put their suits on, and they're gonna go save the day. Uh-huh. Well, the movie literally starts from that spot on.
Oh, okay.
And so they chase him down, and he gets away. The only thing they stopped was him destroying the city hall. But everything, the whole city gets, like, part of the city gets destroyed. Freeways get crushed. The guy robs the bank still, and he gets away. So what did you guys do? Like, if the cops, like, you know...
What were the cops going to do?
Well, no, the cops weren't going to do anything. They said he would have robbed the bank, and then he would have went away. That's it.
Oh, so you're just going to let him do whatever he wants?
Pretty much. But that was their logic, because now it's prevented this whole destruction of the city that they caused.
Yeah, but that's like giving in to terrorists.
Yeah, exactly. and that's the double... But that's the thinking behind... These superheroes, when they have these battles... They're destroying the entire city instead of just one section of the city getting damaged or this group of people dying. And it's dumb logic, but at the same time, it's that same like.
And I think it's like you need some training, bro, because you are not able to take these guys out efficiently. Spider-Man. I like the powers, but you're a fucking teenager, so you gotta like learn some logic and not be so emotional.
Mature up.
But that logic is what leads to Civil War in the comic books. Is like superheroes need to register, they need to register powers, and they need to have training. Because again, Civil War goes back to it was 3 younger superheroes chasing a more powerful villain. That his superhero power or his villain power was he just exploded. Like, that was power. He would explain. Like,
so okay. So what are you gonna do? Like, the superheroes are not supposed to do it. Just let that guy explode shit.
Well, no. The thing was, is they went and like they scouted him out, found him in his house, and then chased him down because they wanted the notoriety. So when they catch him by a school. He explodes and blows up a school full of kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what leads to the government
Yeah, okay, but if he would have blew up in his house, he would have blew up his neighbors too.
Yeah, but still, it would have been the whole thing is.
But he blew up kids, Michael.
Yes, that's what makes it worse.
Kids.
He still would have blown up all his neighbors and shit. But you know what I mean. But the whole thing was he was at his house. He wasn't doing anything nefarious. He wasn't robbing a bank. They just went after him because they wanted the notoriety of. Yeah, I'm going to take this guy out.
Lack of training is like. This guy's out of school. Maybe we should not chase him into the school because he might blow up.
Yeah, but see again, and then that's where the Civil War comes in because the government's like, "Hey, we need you guys to fucking register." Like, who the fuck are you guys?
And when he blows up, he kills himself.
In that instance, he did. Normally, he doesn't, but because that was his biggest blast ever. He wasn't seen from. I think he comes back at the end.
Any last ones?
Any last requests?
Take one blue one.
Last requests.
But that's what leads to the Civil War. Like. The government's like, hey, we need you guys to register. We need you to be trained. We need to know who the fuck you are. Because we don't want shit like this happening again. Mm-hmm. And half the superheroes are like, fuck yeah, let's do it. Other ones are like, no, I have my identity for a reason. I have family. I have kids. I have whatever it is. And I don't want villains to be able to find out who the fuck I am. And now my family and my people are in jeopardy. Mm-hmm. And that's what leads to the Civil War.
Yeah, but your family's always going to be in jeopardy.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, that thinking that... I forget how we got even on this. I know I got to Incredible somehow, and then Civil War.
It's fucking.
I don't
DC villains are awful. That's what our DC movies are awful.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, but yeah, that's why the government had broke up the. So back to Batman and Superman and Death of Superman. So they could have done that, and then used that as a way. So Batman Returns. They have that epic fight at the end because the government's trying to stop Batman from being a villain or a hero again. That leads to them becoming... Because in the comic book, what happens is Batman fakes his own death, comes back and creates an underground army of... they're called the Sons of Batman. And they kind of just do the thing. But
TSOBs.
TSOBs. That's the name of the episode, TSOBs. But he could have done that where the government thinks he's dead. He's rounding up the rest of the Justice League. Because they know something big's coming. Doomsday comes, kills Superman. Now they're fucked because something else is coming, and Superman just died. So now that leads to the form the Justice League, and then we go from where we got. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but all that's just.
So it would have just taken one extra movie.
All that is. They got to do those movies good to begin with.
They do.
You're not paying attention to any of that.
But okay,
if you made that, if you're trying to set up the Justice League series of movies or whatever, and nobody cared about the first one,
you need a strong foundation.
Yeah, you need a good first one. If nobody cares about the first one or watched the first one and didn't like the first one, they're not gonna
want to come back for the second one.
Okay, I had no hopes for Justice League. The only reason I wasn't gonna see Justice League in the theaters.
It was terrible.
The only reason I saw Justice League in the theaters was because how great fucking Wonder Woman was. Batman vs Superman was shit. I thought Wonder Woman was amazing. I was like, okay, maybe they're getting their shit together.
No.
And that's why I went to go see Justice League.
You didn't like Wonder Woman?
I thought it was okay. I don't think it's as good as this guy says.
I thought it was it's one of the best fucking DC films.
Which is a very low bar.
You're saying
in a universe full of like fours, and saying Wonder Woman's like a 7.
Or like USC, they could win the Super Bowl based on that last game that I saw.
What I'm saying is it gave me hope that they could do better. I wasn't expecting Justice League to be like fucking Marvel worthy yet, but I figured okay, maybe they're stepping their game up.
Yeah, the only reason I saw it in theaters was because it was $5.
Because of $5.
So apparently fucking what's his name now? Is he Puffy again?
He's Sean Diddy Combs.
Sean Diddy Combs, yeah. I think that, yeah. Remember he was Dirty Money for a while, and then he was something else. I think he called himself Lindsay Lohan for a while.
He's got more AKAs than you.
Yeah, he's got more AKAs.
That's not true because I take everyone's AKAs.
Yeah, that's true.
So nobody for that special ability. He absorbs all those AKAs.
So you will never have more AKAs than me.
See, but the thing about Jiro is you don't have to use all his AKAs. Anytime Diddy gets a new AKA, it's like, don't call me by my old one anymore. This is my new name. Yeah. I'm not going to respond to Puffy. I'm not going to respond to Puff Daddy. Like, I don't even think he responds to Diddy anymore.
Puff Lion.
Puff Lion. But so he's saying that the Black Panther movie was a cruel experiment.
Why? Because he wasn't in it?
No, not that he wasn't in it. He was
I should have been the Black Panther.
Because he's saying that because they made this amazing black cast movie, that, they got us believing that they're going to make more movies like this, that the Hollywood's changing. But it's not. It was an experiment to see whether or not people would buy it and make us think they're changing, but they're not changing. It's just, they just want to fuck with us.
But if everybody bought it, then
they're gonna make more of those movies.
Make more movies.
They're
because
making
everybody
more
bought
black
it.
movies. They have Luke Cage on there. There's way more black shows though. You got that.
Have you seen Sorry to Bother You?
Well, they're making that Superfly. That Superfly movie looks alright.
Mm-hmm.
There's another cool black movie.
Which one?
I don't know. I forgot what it was called. It's about drugs. And then there's that one that looks good. Was it Sorry to Inconvenience You or something?
Sorry to Bother You.
Sorry to Bother
You. That one looks good.
Yeah, that looks good.
It's not necessarily a black movie, but it's a black lead.
Yeah.
I
think it has
It looks good in the movie. I mean, there's a lot of good movie. I mean,
yeah. From what I heard, it's a lot of social commentary on black communities and stuff.
Fucking Get Out won. Didn't it win Best Movie?
Get Out. Have you seen that?
Yeah, it's good.
I liked it. I liked it a lot. I went in. I didn't want to watch it,
but I mean, it was good.
I didn't want to watch it because I was like, that's not gonna be that good. And then I watched it, like, holy shit! You know that it's Peele, right? Jordan Peele.
Yes.
He is actually they're bringing back Twilight Zone, and he's gonna be fucking writing them all.
Twilight Zone.
Yeah, he's gonna be writing the Twilight Zone series.
That's cool.
Yeah. And while we're on race relations, I guess I can bring this story
Race
up.
relations.
I don't know how else to put it. So,
Racial.
okay, you know Papa John's?
Racial.
Papa Juan's. They're changing it to Papa Juan's.
No, yeah, right now.
Mm-hmm.
He is stepping down as their spokesperson, as their CEO, and he's no longer going to be on any of their marketing.
So he's Grandpapa wants.
Because he said, reading this article, I don't know if he said nigger or if he said N-word.
He's Italian, though. Italians don't like black people.
Yeah, I know that.
Have you seen Bronx Tale?
But supposedly,
Get out of here, you fucking nigga.
the way they say it in a press conference, he was on a conference call with a media, like a marketing company, and he said his quote was, they were discussing the distance. He would distance himself from racial groups. He said that the colonel founder of KFC never had faced criticism for using the N-word.
The current founder?
No, he said. Well,
Colonel?
The colonel founder of KFC, never faced criticism for saying the N-word.
Wasn't he? Didn't he die in early, in the 1900s?
Why did
He was in the 50s.
Papa John's made that?
Papa John said that quote, but I don't know if he said.
Why did he say that?
No, but when did he die?
Let's find out.
What was the reason for him to say that?
Because
my point being is that he was probably in a time where saying.
Is he saying this after he's been removed as whatever? Is that his quote after?
No, I think that's what got him.
But why would he say that? What was
Colonel Sanders died in the 80s. Died in 1980.
Yeah, see, so it was like a time where saying it was.
I mean,
but they're still going back and getting mad at people for shit they did back in the day.
Well, a lot of it.
No.
He was using that because
I know that, but he's saying that that's a different time. But they're still they everybody knows it's a different time, but they're still going back and being like,
they're like,
he stuck your fingers in some girl's mouth 20 years ago.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, that's what you did back then.
That's what you did back then, yeah.
That's how you courted a woman.
You
stuck your fingers in a pussy.
Yeah, but shit was more.
You grabbed her by the pussy.
Shit was more hedonistic in the 90s and 80s and.
Oh yeah, I mean you can. Dude, I was watching some old like 80s wrestling stuff. No, it was actually 90s stuff. They hung the Big Boss Man in the middle of the ring, like they hung him. Like they wouldn't do that.
They crucified him before too.
They crucified Boss Man too.
He's been crucified.
He's a modern day.
They slit his throat, let him bleed on the fucking mat.
They drowned him.
And just before his head died, he said, "Time is but a window. What is death is but a door. I'll be back."
No, what's his quote? What's his famous lines? Like his one-liners. He didn't really have any.
Oh no, yeah.
His thing that he would say in his promos or whatever.
Damn, I can't remember. I just remember his theme song was "Serving Hard Time." It was, Serving Hard Time.
That's what he says. I guess I'm gonna be serving
Hard Time. Fuck. What was I saying about? Oh, so Papa John's, because the reason he's dealing with this media group is because he's getting heat because of all the shit from the NFL. Because they lost the NFL as a sponsor. Because remember, Papa John's used to be the official pizza of NFL, and they were like, after this whole bullshit with like you and fucking Colin Kaepernick and all this bullshit, like we're good. Like
so,
we don't.
Wait. Papa John's didn't want to be the NFL's.
No, he criticized the NFL like on Twitter.
Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah, and the NFL was like, you know what, we're gonna.
What an idiot!
Yeah.
Why? I hate Twitter.
And so
why do you feel the need to say anything on Twitter? Why do you gotta say your stupid point on Twitter? Like,
yeah.
That's like a half-ass point.
And it's
like,
always
I hadn't been on Twitter for like a year and a
alternative?
half, and I went and I recently re-downloaded it, and I've been on it, and it just annoys me whenever I get on it.
Like, what are you trying to get out of posting that point? What are you trying to get out of that? Like,
and
then what do you get out of that if you don't post that?
I have another story
like,
about people getting fired because of Twitter too. So
everybody's getting fired by Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter.
It's like, why do you? Why do you have Twitter?
Fucking leave Twitter alone. But
you could get fired on Facebook too. But it's like, why? You don't need to make a political point.
I feel it's dumber getting fired because of Twitter.
I'm tired of people and their politics on Facebook and on Twitter and
social
shit.
media.
Unless you're posting shit to be funny or to promote some entertainment shit. But stay the fuck up. Just keep your comment to yourself.
Keep your stupid comments in your pocket.
Because, like, what do you get out of it? What do you get out of arguing with anybody online? Nothing. It's just a big ass waste of time. Like, you could beat somebody in a fucking argument.
Why can't we just go back to the good old days where we just tweeted about your shits?
Right? Yeah. Right? I just took the fattest shit.
Or just post pictures of your food.
Have I shown you that? Have I shown you that meme? It's like a girl running in the Special Olympics. It says winning an argument on the internet is like winning a gold medal in the Special Olympics. Even though you won, you're still retarded.
But it's like, yeah, but like, when you beat somebody in an argument, all they do is stop commenting.
Yeah.
That's what you get out of it.
Yeah.
They
made them stop.
They don't say like, "Oh, you're right." They never say that. They're never gonna. They're never gonna.
I made them ignore me.
I made them ignore me. I made them fucking block me.
What do you get out of that?
Yeah.
But so,
what do you get out of that?
Yeah. No, so
I knew I was a little more.
Some people just think it's fun.
In this
like,
certain,
I'm gonna bother this guy.
Yeah, like it's just trolls. That's
but like, what are you doing with your time? Why?
That's all they have.
But what's the reason? Why is that any more fun than doing something else?
Because trolls have nothing else to do. Because
play video games.
They don't even have that.
Do something like. What are you doing? Why are you staring at his computer?
I was just looking. That's all.
In the middle of a pod.
I was gonna say. Oh, so the whole thing is he's defending him. That's how he's defending himself. He's like, Colonel Sanders said, "Nigger." I can't criticize Colin Kaepernick. That's his argument. And it's like,
did he call Colin Kaepernick a nigger?
I don't think he did. He just criticized him for kneeling. But see, and the thing is the way it's
so he said that after they took him off of the sponsor.
Yeah, that was him defending himself.
This after? Okay, I
yeah,
thought this is why.
This is after now. But because of this, he's stepping down now. Because before they just lost the NFL mark, but he was still on all the boxes, and he's still he's still Papa John. But now they're like he's stepping down as CEO, and they're taking him off all marketing materials. So he's no longer associated with the company he created. It's named after him. He's no longer associated with.
Does he get the money?
Does he still own?
No, he
sold his.
Yeah, he stepped down and sold his shares off.
Sold his share.
Yeah,
all because of this Twitter.
Yeah, no, because the Twitter thing led to this. This was okay. This was a marketing meeting defending what he just said on Twitter, and his defense was Colonel Sanders said the N-word.
What?
How come he never got criticized for saying the N-word?
That's not much.
So that wasn't a tweet. That one.
No, that was a conference call, a recorded conference call.
That was like we're in a conference and we're like, Peter, why'd you say nigger on the air?
Yeah,
like
Colonel Sanders said it all the goddamn time.
Why take a conference? Why? Okay, you said something stupid online. You already got
you lost a
shitload of money from it. Why do you got to make a conference call? And just be like, it is what it. I mean, just tell. You don't have to make a conference call to be like, it is what it is. Whatever. I mean, I made a mistake. It's not going back. So
the conference call was with a media company. With the media company, like, we're going to help you fix this.
Don't ever address shit. Like, don't defend your actions. Don't even apologize. Just be like, whatever I said, what I said, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
Forward from now and fucking. I mean, don't even that. People are gonna be like, no, he fucking doesn't care. He's gonna be the same old fucking prick he is.
Yeah, exactly.
And
but
just don't even respond. Just be like, it is what it is. It is what I already fucked up once. I better just shut the fuck up and do what I'm fucking good at, making pizzas,
right?
And not making Twitter or political statements and shit.
Yeah.
Like, keep your fucking mouth shut.
To go back to Twitter,
Even if you're a politician, keep your fucking mouth shut. Just do your job. Do your job right. Stop fucking being a dick.
So to continue on your point there's two writers that work for.
This girl's a dumb bitch. We're just gonna talk about her
Oh,
now.
do you know the story? Okay. She's a narrative writer, or was a narrative writer for Guild Wars 2. And Guild Wars 2 it's a game online. You play and you fight other people.
It's like World of Warcraft or something.
Yeah, it's an RTS, right?
Is it?
I think it is.
Is it like a number 2 to World of Warcraft? Or what?
It's just like Hearthstone is part of World of Warcraft. It's just a different type of game in the same universe.
Oh, okay.
So
it's like Skyrim.
She posted a tweet that said, let's see here. She said something about like creating a narrative isn't easy. It's what the fuck is it? It's like it's hard to create something, or like she posted a tweet about how writing narratives isn't easy, and it takes personality and certain things here and there. And someone tweeted to her like, "Oh well, why don't you just do this?" You know, and she lost her goddamn mind. Was like her.
No, the guy was like really like nice about it though.
Yeah.
Like he was just disagreed.
Yeah, that's all it was.
He was like,
he was
like, I feel like this, like you could do this, and this, and still kind of, and you may not necessarily need such and such. Like,
yeah, and
she just loses her mind. She's like,
this is the tweet, her response tweet. Today, in being a female game developer.
She turns into like a gender thing.
Allow me, a person who does not work with you, explain to you how to do your job.
That's her.
Like she's saying that someone was like, "Hey, you don't work with me. You don't know my job. Explain to me how to do my job because I'm a female game developer." So she took it to gender. She's saying, "Oh, because she's a female that they came right like this."
And then you said, but yeah. I mean, who's the guy? Is that guy a developer too?
He's a community leader in Guild Wars 2.
Guild Wars, yeah.
Like he's well known among the Guild War 2
but he
community.
Doesn't create anything on his own.
Not that I know of.
No.
He might have some sort of experience in development or something.
Yeah, who knows?
I could understand her getting upset about that, like people criticizing you when they don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, and I can understand that.
But that's what you do when you're good. When you're good at something, people are going to criticize you. No matter what. When you're good and people have their eyes on you, they're going to be like, "Oh, you're fucking up here, though."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's not. I mean, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about because they're not living your life. But you just gotta. I mean, that's what people do. They think they're helping. They think that they're fucking.
Yeah, but the way her response
stupid. They don't
to
know
it,
what they're doing.
Yeah, her response to it, like she could have responded in a bunch of different ways, but like her response to it was like it was way over the line.
Yeah,
and then other people responded to that saying, "Hey, he's just giving some, and she just fucking." Mm-hmm. So then another writer.
She ended up like verbally attacking everybody who was like disagreeing with her.
Yeah.
And then people who supported her started to like she was starting some shit on Twitter. And what ends up happening, another guy who works with Guild Wars 2 comes and he kind of defends her.
And then they both got fired.
And then they both get fired.
They both got fired. Because this was already after she started attacking people like on Twitter, And so he's like, hey guys, just leave it. Like, I don't even know if it was kind of like that. It was just kind of, I forget what his tweet was, but it was kind of like pretty much he was like, hey guys, just leave her alone,
No, he said something like, she's off work hours and whatever.
Yeah.
The thing is, you're a developer and you're posting shit on your game.
On the company Twitter account too. Yeah. That's the thing.
Like you're on the clock basically if you're doing that.
You're representing your company and you're coming on. Yeah, it's like me. Like if you're wearing a uniform for work.
Yeah. The other guy, I don't think he should have been fired.
But I think it was just like, you know what, you fucked up. Bye. But
yeah, I mean that's what they do. Like somebody else can do your job.
Yeah.
You're a
narrative writer.
Get out of here.
Yeah. So then now,
it's so
now
hard
that
for
she's
you,
fired,
how can you get out of here?
So then now that she's fired, she's starting to say that she's starting to say that the head director, whatever, Guild Wars 2,
He's
sexist, and he's enabling harassment and all that stuff. Like,
yeah, and they're turning into they're trying to turn into another Gamergate.
Enabling. I don't know. What do she want? She wants people to be policed online, or she want like a online police that
Internet
like,
cops.
Yeah, internet cops be like, they come in and argue for you and shit. Like, no, sir, you are wrong. You are wrong to be telling her that about narrative.
I think they have to come in. They have to start every argument with actually. Yeah. Every tweet has to start with the word actually.
The actual police.
The actual police. Actual internet police. That's the name of this episode. Because I forgot what the other name of the episode was going to be.
The TSOBs.
Oh, yeah. All right. I think on that note, let's go ahead and wrap this up. You guys either you got anything?
No, there's nothing going on, huh?
No, I think we're good.
World Cup?
No. World Cup. Croatia and, I don't know, France.
I had a dumb... the only reason I clicked on the story was like, I wanted... Like, the headline of the story was, bless you. This is why soccer players sit on racing seats at the sidelines. I was like, oh shit, I never noticed it.
I didn't even know they had racing seats on the sidelines.
I didn't realize they sat on racing seats. Let me see what's going on here. So I clicked it, and it was just a stupid article about it. Because this team was being sponsored by a racing seat company, and their coach had a bad back, so they made him a special seat. And all the players were like, hey, I want a seat too, so they made them all. And now, like, if you sponsor racing or a soccer team, you got to get them seats. And that's why.
There was a video on YouTube, and it was like, why soccer doesn't have a diving problem. And it was a bullshit ass YouTube video, and they're like, referees never call the calls for fouls, so they so they do the dives to call attention to it. And it's like, no, the soccer has a diving problem. He's like, it actually does hurt to take some of those falls, and it's like, not that bad.
No,
not that bad.
Dude, have you seen the one?
It can't possibly hurt that bad.
Yeah, you'll get some like grass burn or something maybe. But
have you seen the one where like literally they come up behind him and tickle his ear like this?
All of them are bad.
And the guy goes, oh! Throws himself. He starts holding his ear. Literally, that's all they did was this. He pulled my ear. Yeah,
it's so stupid, man. It's like they get stone cold stunned. Dude. It's like someone hit him with the stunner all the time, and they start like rolling. They sell it
like The Rock.
They're like rolling it around. Yeah. Like that one where
I think they were making fun of the Brazilian guy. Like he rolled like
he kept
rolling
like,
so far away.
Yeah.
Like you might, if you're actually injured, you might not want to
aggravate
the injury.
You're not gonna move that much.
Spinning and flailing around, dude.
Yeah, that shit.
There was one where the guy grabbed the other dude's hand and like hit himself in the face.
Oh,
really?
Yeah,
but was like boxing out or whatever. Yeah, and he just grabbed his.
Hey! Have you seen the women's soccer stuff though? The chicks are fucking.
Yeah, they're ruthless. They pull hair and shit.
Yeah,
elbows.
Yeah,
the back of the head.
And none of them flop. They fucking just go and fucking. They beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah, fuck. They got a problem with soccer. They need to allow a little bit of physicality or something.
Yeah, they can't.
There needs to be something like even in basketball to where it's like.
Oh, basketball is gonna flop. It's starting to develop a flopping problem too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There need to be something to where it's like you gotta be rewarded for like being valiant or whatever, to not being like in fighting where it's like you get hit and you gotta hide it or whatever.
Yeah.
For football too, you get hit and you just gotta keep moving.
You gotta keep going, yeah.
Like there's some flops, and in football the flops is from receiving where they're like, oh, he pushed me, pass interference.
Yeah.
You know, like that's where in football you have it. But most of the time it's like,
yeah,
you're trying to say he's gonna fucking pop up and be like, I'm good. That was bullshit.
Yeah,
that was weak.
Yeah,
you know.
and you're trying to say on those ones.
Or that's what a sport is. It's like you gotta hide the pain and not be like, oh.
Yeah. But like in basketball and soccer, it's to the point where
that
like,
shit loses respect.
In NBA 2K14, the last one, that was the last one I played.
Mm-hmm.
There's a flop button. Since 2K14, there's been a flop button.
Do they have a flop button in FIFA?
They have a flop button in FIFA as well. You can literally,
like, when the video game is like, even when the video game is doing shit like that, you gotta be like, come on.
I remember there was a point where
we gotta change something here.
When player 2 were playing, and he was beating me so bad, like, cause I suck at 2K, and like he was just beating my. It was like 50 to like 30. There was no way. It was like fourth quarter. There's nothing. No way I'm coming back. I like anytime you came near. It was like, what are you, like all my characters are just dropping. Like I would flop and then switch, flop and like so they all just.
They just fall.
Yeah, well, that's what they would do. They would just go, oh, and they would just drop. All right. On that note, game over. No more questions.
What did we talk about?
The podcast you just heard was published with Anchor. Got something you want to say to the creator of this show? Send them a voice message using the Anchor app, free for iOS and Android.